Now, women members of parliament serving in the National Assembly and the Senate have been challenged to unite and push for the actualization of the two-thirds gender principle. The leaders, who have convened in Naivasha Nakuru County under the auspices of the Kenya Women Parliamentarians Association, have also been tasked with roping in men to understand the concept of gender parity, with the aim of eventually supporting legislation meant to breathe life into the constitutional requirements.
The formulation of legislation to actualize the two-thirds gender principle has been the toughest nut to crack for the Kenyan Parliament. At the desk of the President is an advisory by Chief Justice Emeritus David Maraga for the dissolution of Parliament for the failure to enact the legislation even after extending the deadlines. To take stock of the gains made after the August 9th general election, women leaders serving in both chambers convened in Naivasha under the auspices of the Kenya Women Parliamentarians Association. The women leaders being challenged to unite and push for legislation that will finally anchor a formula of settling the two-thirds gender quagmire.
Sometimes I even talk to some of you elected women, and they tell me, look, mimi nimepigana na wanaume nimeshinda. Kwa nini wanawake wengine wanataka wapewe bure? I hear that many times. Where wapewe waende wapigane. So hata nyinyi wenyewe kikulacho kingoni mwenu.
Driving change, the value of women in leadership. To throw down the gauntlet by challenging women parliamentarians to step up and occupy the rightful place in leadership. History bears elaborate accounts of eminent women leaders who helped make our society a better place through visionary leadership and standing up to be counted when it matters most.
Let's do things differently if we want to succeed. We have tried so many times, and we cannot repeat on doing the same thing, using the same model, and think that we will have different results.
The speakers further calling on the women legislators to change tact and rope in men in the gender parity conversation.
Sometimes I always say, you as women, punch below your weight. If you punched harder, you would get anything you want. But we are in a society where we have to coexist, we have to mix, we have to work together.
We avoid this push and pull. Like when men see us, are like, they want to take our space, hawa hatuwezi kuwaachia. So we need them on board. We need these men to be champions.
We can also have more women than men in parliaments. For that reason, we should look at it as a Kenyan agenda so that we can proportionally be on the decision-making table.
One thing we have agreed is that we have to do things differently. What has been tried in the past and has not worked cannot be repeated again. So one of the avenues we are going to use is including our male colleagues and helping them understand that it's not a women issue only.
103 women are in the current parliament, including 53 who are serving their first term.
I wish to note that as women members of parliament, we should be keen not to get stuck in the diverse backgrounds that have brought us together. We are women first before we are politicians. Our struggles are similar, and we should therefore be determined to deal with our issues collectively and to be comfortable with the fact that we will always not agree.
John Jacob Curia, Prime Edition.